Thank you, Dr. Betty. Dr. Ross. Okay, guys. So my name is Margaret Dorsey, and I live here in Chicago. I'm a Ruby and a Kana and have been with the company for over 5.5 years. I'm a proud mom of two sons and one new grandson who just turned 15 months. And so that's very exciting for our family. I'm very excited to share some valuable information with you guys tonight. Realize that repetition is the mother of learning, and we're glad to have you here, whether it's your first time or your 10th time. So that we know that the problem here in the United States is something that our CEO, Melissa Boston, has coined as chewicide. We are digging our graves with our fork. And so if you look at the original diet, we are looking at the earth, what we get from the earth, the freshness, the colors, the vegetables that many of our grandparents were raised on. And it's really exciting to see how many people are beginning to go back to the earth and are having their own gardens and eating from their own, hands and digging in that dirt and getting their vegetables, knowing that they're getting some really good food to eat in their bodies. But then look at our new diet is a result of the fast foods that we have available to us on each of our corners in our cities. The onion rings, the fries. I mean, these are all quick foods that people get a craving for and tend to eat, but then they are not good for our bodies. So these foods are deplete in nutrition, which makes it hard on us. And then we continue to overeat because we're not satisfied with eating that kind of diet. The silent killer. We know that in 2020, nearly 700 people died from cardiovascular disease. So how many of you know about someone or know someone who unexpectedly died from a heart attack? All right, there's several of us that know that have experienced that. About 1 in 5 heart attacks are silent. The damage is done, but the person is not aware of it. And then that is really a very sad commentary. So, and we also know that there are an alarming number of our 14 to 19-year-olds that are showing as much as 40% blockage in their arteries. And this blockage is directly due to the amount of processed and fast foods that they have been eating their entire lives, because they have been born during this fast foods epidemic and pretty much have learned to eat that way and feel that don't feel like that is, but those are the foods that have been made available to them and now is causing much damage in their arteries. So do you know the significance of
circumstances and what's going on in
okay,
this country and so on. And we're going to talk about.
If you just came in, we want you to
actually,
your mind for us,
speak to some facts and principles. That's another significant thing.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can. We
okay,
can
let me mute out. That's Shirley. Excuse me.
Thank you, Shirley. So we were asking the question, do you know the significance of age 45 for African Americans? And that is the chances of our dying from heart disease increases by 50% when we reach the age of 45 in the African American community, because there are dangerous levels of arteriosclerosis, that we are not aware of. Optimally, when you get here and you come, your vessels are open. You don't see plaque building around. It's optimally what you want your arteries to look like. Then borderline, we began to build up plaque, and you start seeing it building up around the inside of the arteries. Then as we age, not eat properly, we'll begin to see that there's a high buildup of plaque in our arteries, and this begins to cause the kind of blockages which create the illnesses that we have. And then, of course, when your arteries are totally blocked, that's sometimes when they go in and they put in stents, and other apparatuses to help your heart beat. But the situation is we're not removing that plaque. We're just kind of drilling through it and making a way for the blood to get through. And so we're not really pleased with that kind of process. Because how do you look how you look on the outside is not necessarily what's going on the inside. It always baffled me when seemingly healthy runners die from heart attacks after doing a major run. I mean, that has happened for decades. That is not actually a new phenomenon. Exercise alone is not the answer. What you eat makes a huge difference. We have a saying here at Akana, what the cell is going on. And that's what we're here, guys, to share with you some of that important information. So the top 5 health-related problems impacting our communities is what Akana has been working on and identifying and will be sharing with you tonight. So my favorite question to ask people is, do you know your blood type? Your blood type is a more reliable measure of your identity than race, culture, or geography. It is a genetic blueprint for who you are and a guide to how you can live most healthfully. So in Akana, we are committed to helping 1 million families learn their blood types within the next 18 months. And as a matter of a conversation that we're having at the organization today, we're making a bit of an adjustment to that. And you guys will be hearing more about that this weekend coming up after our other blood type eating presentation on Sunday. So keep your ears open and keep your schedule open for that. So there are 4 blood types. Your blood type A, B, or A, B, O, or AB is a powerful genetic fingerprint that identifies your, and there's a bar at the end of this that I can never remove, identify you as well as your DNA. It is like your fingerprint. There is only one of you. So the blood types explain. We know that there are the 4 blood types, A, B, O, and AB. A is for agrarian society focused on farming and livestock, leading to more stable communities. They are naturally inventive and sleepless. As the first immigrants, they adapted to an agrarian diet and lifestyle, developing cooperative personalities to thrive in crowded communities. We have examples of this blood type A in our fearless leader, Melissa Boston, and several, everybody, that there's several A's on this line tonight that remind me of just how this description of them is accurate. B is for balance. Developed as humans migrated north into colder, harsher regions like Pakistan and India. These assimilators adapted to new climates and diverse populations, embodying nature's effort to balance the mind's tensions with the immune system's demands. And my understanding from listening to the presentation that Melissa did on last Sunday is that B is a combination of the A and the O blood type. And so that's where their balance comes in. It was very interesting to begin to understand that process of how the blood types are developed. O is for old. That's the oldest blood type, originating in Africa and migrating to Europe and Asia in search of game. These early humans were hunters and gatherers, top survivors in the food chain with a strong and fierce immune system ready to destroy any threat, whether friend or foe. So we know, I'm a blood type O, and we know quite a few of us blood types are pretty aggressive and developmental and actually keep up a very organized kind of process to life. So that's a big person, a trait of the blood type O. AB for modern is rare and found in less than 5% of the population. It emerged from the intermingling of type A Caucasians with type B Mongolians. As the newest blood type, it symbolizes modern life, complex and unsettled. It is the delicate offspring of a rare union between the tolerant type A and the barbaric, I think, type B. So I cannot see what's underneath there, but I kind of remember that from. So listen to this. We have a sophisticated immune system that identifies whether a substance in the body is friend or foe. One method involves a group of chemical markers called antigens, which are found on the cells of our bodies. One of the most powerful antigens in the human body is the one that determines the blood type. And your blood type is the key to your body's entire immune system. It controls the influence of viruses, bacteria, infections, chemicals, stress, and the entire assortment of invaders and conditions that might compromise your immune system. We now understand that during the pandemic, blood type O was the most resistant to COVID virus, and that's because O has more acid in their stomach to fight off. Their immune system is just stronger. So people with blood type A and B had a weaker immune system, which caused more issues for them. So eating right for your blood type can strengthen your immune system. Also, people deficient in vitamin D, which is a lot of the minority community, also did poorly during the pandemic. So just having this insight, guys, into eating right for your blood type could have us strengthening our immune system on a regular basis, so that when these pandemics and bacterials and viruses come around, we are in a better position to fight them off. So your blood type determines how food interacts with your cells. That's what we're explaining. It's the antigens in your that give you that information. Your blood type is the single most important determinant in how your body interacts with the food you eat, and if those foods will cause inflammation, something, or weight gain. In the first picture, the food is being digested and eliminated properly. So that's when you can actually say this person has a flat belly. Now you go over to the third graphic, and you'll see that there has to be undigested food and waste being stored in this gentleman's midriff for him to have that shape. It's almost very easy, guys, for you to now begin to understand that there's waste that's being stored in people's bodies when their shape is on the level that this gentleman's shape is on. So that's very clear and obvious to us now, and we're beginning to be able to help people better with when we see that we know that that is just waste sitting there. So eating against our blood type. When we eat foods containing protein lectins that are incompatible with our blood type antigen, the lectins target an organ or bodily system and begin to agglutinate blood cells in that area for disposal. We create highly carcinogenic substances in our body when we regularly consume foods that are high in lectins or animal protein, and so such as the processed foods that you see in the picture below. So I want to recommend 3 videos to you created by our own Dr. Roz, who is an Akana wellness coach, titled "Do You Know What You're Eating?" And this is under recordings on our Akana app. And they're absolutely outstanding information. I learned a lot about salt, sugar, and fat. Okay, the topics that we're getting and then beginning to understand how this is affecting our body is readily available to you. I actually did a post today about McDonald's and Chick-fil-A and some of the other things that were in their product in their foods today, and I got the greatest response from people who have not put a reply to any of my posts before when they were healthy. But when we started talking about the chemicals that they're putting in our food and giving to us as food, people really reacted to it. So we are becoming smarter about what we're putting in our systems, and guys, is going to help us all stay here longer and better. So our immune system is designed to protect us from lectins. So generally 95% of lectins are sloughed off by the body, especially when you're younger and you're coming about. It's going to take what it needs and it's going to get rid of what it doesn't, even though 5% of those lectins are filtered into the bloodstream where they react with and destroy white blood cells. So then we also know is that the older we get, the less effective the body is with sloughing off those lectins. So we want to help it by doing some of the things that we're going to talk about tonight. The consequences of eating against our blood type. Agglutination is the clumping of bacteria or red cells when held together by antibodies. So when they agglutinate and then you get a break in your arteries, that's either going to cause a heart attack if it goes to the heart or a stroke if it goes to the brain. And so we looked at the arteries before, and we realized that if we're accumulating that plaque at some point, it's got to build up and then there's got to be a break. So we can avoid that and reverse much of that. So what we're asking people to do is learn your blood type. I have an open mic, so I was trying to see if we can get some help with that.
I'm trying. I don't know how to.
Margaret, it's Bernadine. If you want to make me a co-host, you remember I said click on participants.
Okay.
Okay.
And when you click on participants, just click on my name
Okay.
and make me a co-host, and I'll be able to help you mute down. Hey, David.
Hi. You can hear me?
I can. So we're going to mute
Oh,
you down in
okay.
just a second.
I'm sorry. I wasn't sure. I just posted something about like in a lot of our food products that are made by
Sir, let me
We're
share
going to
this
talk
with
about
you.
that after the presentation.
Okay.
Right.
I'm sorry. I
That's
didn't mean
okay.
that.
Okay,
Sorry.
Bernadine, I am not the
I'm glad I
host,
made
but
it here.
Dr. Roz is, and so I can't make you a.
Okay.
Okay, so
So
David, if I
David, do
can
you see
have
the
you,
microphone so you can mute yourself, I'm hoping?
Where am I? Yeah. So it's green now, so I press it and it'll mute me, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I'll do that. Okay.
Thank you.
and we're looking forward to hearing from you too, so.
Yes, I didn't mean to interrupt. I'm very excited to be here and have this conversation.
And we're excited to have you, so let me hurry up so we can get to you and
Okay.
you can share some insights with us. So
Okay.
we're asking people to learn your blood type. This is a goal that Akana has for creating our generational health campaign. So if you know your blood type, go right ahead and put it in the chat so that we can kind of identify
Okay.
who we're talking to today on our Zoom.
Okay. I press that. I am.
Okay, David, you're still open.
I'm sorry. I am not good with technology. Okay.
Okay, that's okay. We love having you though. It's all good. So then I'm a blood type O, so I'm gonna put it in there, and you guys can. I see them A's. Dolores, Daryl is an A. Hey guys, we should have known that Daryl was an A. Tammy's an A.
Awesome.
Dr. Betty is in. She's a B. There you go, David. I love having you here. No problem. So let me go to the next slide. Because what we're here to do is to break the generational cycle. The power is in your hands. And so, guys, the best element to breaking the cycle is for families to learn their blood type to eat right. So what happens if they give me the wrong blood? It could kill me. And especially for me, being a blood type O we are universal donors for all blood types, but we cannot take in blood, any other type blood but O, or that could kill us. So before surgeons and surgeries and births, doctors identify the blood type of the patient for this very reason. So we know that they know how to not make that mistake going in after surgeries or whatnot, but it's very rare that they tell you on the general what your blood type is. And so that's why we're here to help you understand that there's a great benefit to knowing what your blood type is. So if you eat the wrong food, it could be slowly killing you. And the key word here is slowly. As we age, we experience more of the effects of eating against our blood type. So you can get away with eating wrong, guys, as a younger person, but as you get older, you begin to feel the effects of this putting the wrong foods into your body. So we have a sample avoid list here. Remember, one person's food is another person's poison. This is the sample list of foods. This is the sample list of foods considered toxic for the various blood types. So we know for blood type A, they should avoid, and we're talking about an 80-20 rule. So 80% of the time, you can eat what you eat that's good for you, but then 20% of the time, you don't want to eat
Mhm.
I mean, you can eat tomatoes maybe 20% of the time, but you don't want to make that 80% of your diet, or you're eating this on a regular basis. So your body can get over some bad eating for your blood type, but not that you continuously eat that way. So for blood type A, the tomatoes are not good for them, bananas, and they're always surprised when we share that a banana, which seems to be so innocent, is not good for blood type A. The lamb chops, meat specifically, is not good for A. The potatoes are not good for A, and shrimp, which are some of the basic foods that you think people should be able to eat, but for blood type A, that's not what you want to do. Blood type B, chicken, fried chicken, baked chicken. It doesn't care what you do with barbecue chicken. Chicken is not good for blood type B. Avocados, same thing. Black beans, shrimp, and crab. My son loves all of this and has not been happy since the day we found out 3 years ago that he's a blood type B, and his wife. Blood type O, catfish is not good for us. Avocados, oranges, which seems to be very innocent, but does not combine with our blood well at all. White wine is not good for us. And as I like to say, the red wine is just fine. And then cashews. But these are the things that we're learning that we need to stay away from. And once you remove them, you start feeling the difference. And then you can just pile up on the other foods that work better for your body. So the AB has that combination of looking into what A shouldn't have and what B shouldn't have, and which would be the chicken and the banana and the black beans and the avocado and the shrimp. So the ABs have a specific diet that not diet or regimen that they want to follow, which is more, it looks more like a vegetarian kind of meal plans. And they do well. So it's not that you're punished or anything. It's just you just learn how to eat things that will not cause you to be sick. There's a book that was released in 1996, and it was called Eat Right for Your Blood Type. It is an excellent book to read, and it has better insights into the ins and outs of each blood type. There are lots of studies and testimonies in this book. And if you really want to get sharp about eating right for your blood type, this is a book that you would want to pick up. So you may ask, why am I just learning that food impacts my cells based on the blood type? And our answer is that if it isn't taught in medical school or created by Big Pharma, it isn't promoted in the United States. And as it relates to the fact that our country controls the flow of certain information to make money for a chosen few, we will not talk about the current political climate like at all. But you can kind of see that some of those things are beginning to come into play truly against our will. However, Akana is here to share the good news. Eating right for your blood type is a game changer for you and your family's health. And actually, I will not go into that, but I just want to say it's going to become more important for you to take your health in your own hands. And Akana is here for you. So look at big business. They definitely go for profits over people. Guys, I don't believe we're living in in an era now where we are possibly going to be experiencing much more of this. Cigarette smoking is not something that, and I think over the years it has been taught and we have understood is not good for you. But one of the big surprises was when they revealed the dangers of secondhand smoke, and that they began to ban public smoking, which was very beneficial. So you would find people standing outside of office buildings smoking in the cold and that kind of thing. But as the years have gone on, you see less and less smoking. Trans fats, like in margarines, are not have been removed it has been identified as being very dangerous from us and has been removed as a healthy alternative to butter. It is not. The 5Gs that are in cell phones that are being installed in certain neighborhoods causing a new type of diabetes, which is a type 3, is something that we're learning about and actually want to protect ourselves against. And then, of course, the GMOs, genetically modified organisms, to create fake food. And I think that's what the reaction to the post that I had up today was like, that's fake food. And you're giving it to us and it makes us want to eat it because we're beginning to crave this fake food. And then milk. Yeah, milk. Milk is promoted in the United States as something that does a body good. Dairy products are known to contribute to mucus production, often triggering cold-like symptoms or allergies as the body reacts. Nature has equipped every species, including humans, with the nourishment they need. However, humans are the only species that consume the milk of another animal beyond infancy. This unnatural habit can create an acidic environment in the body, which may increase the risk of cancer as cancer cells thrive in such conditions. And so, guys, we are wising up. We're beginning to know these things and are no longer just continuing to drink milk, give it to our kids unnecessarily. We're finding alternatives to eating better and eliminating some of those harmful GMOs and other foods that are just being marketed on the regular. What countries adhere to the blood philosophy? So we know that Japan adapted the blood type philosophy from the book back in 1996 and have gone as far as to adopt using the blood typing for even compatible relationships, marriages, and even hiring people. Because with the blood types, we have identified that it's the personality traits that goes with the different blood types too, that are very useful in making some decisions in your life. So as far as the USA, it didn't embrace the book and also very reluctant to provide you, as I mentioned before, with you even your own blood type so that you will know what you could avoid and help yourself to thrive better. So for life expectancy, of course, the Japan is #1 for that, with a life expectancy of 84.6 years for their citizens. And then for the United States, we rank 50th. And that's with the Americans being identified as living up to 76 years. But if you're an African American, it decreases for us to 71.8 years. Those are not good numbers, guys. And even with, despite the anecdotal evidence that shows that millions of people reported positive improvements by adhering to the blood type practices, it is not as readily adopted here in the United States and given to people to use as a guide. By following the blood type diet, you can protect yourself from common viruses and infections and take a stand against life-threatening diseases. You can achieve your ideal weight, slow the aging process, and cleanse your body of toxins and unhealthy fats. And the more of us that are learning this, the more of us are being able to have discussions to support one another in some of the food choices and places to go get food, to make your own gardens and that kind of thing. So that was #1, knowing your blood type. So our second area is oxidation. Researchers have finally identified one of the most important contributors to heart disease, wrinkles, cancer, arthritis, and many of the other problems associated with getting older is oxidation. So when you leave bananas out, they begin to rot and get soft. Same with bolts, they just begin to rust. That is what's happening on the insides of our bodies when we have such poor oxidation. How do you get antioxidants to come into your body? And that's done through fruits and vegetables are loaded with plant compounds called phytonutrients, which also have antioxidant abilities. Some phytonutrients have shown to disable cancer-causing substances as well. So when you look at this beautiful array of foods, berries and nuts and fruit and vegetables and dark chocolate, and it's just, guys, a different way to some choices to make that will support your body in ways that it needs internally that we just have not been aware of, or actually accepted the amount of this type of eating that we need to include into our daily lives. So then omega-3 is an essential, which means that the body does not make it. We take in plenty of omega-6, which the body needs, but we are lacking in enough omega-3. So a lot of the foods that we eat provide omega-6, which are unhealthy, but now we have to make specific choices to get the better omega-3 in us, which is like sardines and salmon and fresh foods. So omega-7 is also needed by the body, and even some omega-9. Unfortunately, we have this fat crisis based on omega-6, even though we need omega-6 because of its anti-inflammatory abilities if you get a cut or something like that. So it's not that you don't need omega-6, we just have way too much in our system. So omega-3 deficiency, it can cause cardiovascular health problems. It can cause cognitive decline problems, chronic inflammation, which we talk about, which is arthritis and cancer, and autoimmune diseases, which we were talking about. And then in addition to that, metabolic health contributes to weight gain, obesity, and metabolic syndrome. And so we learned about the metabolic syndrome from one of our doctors, Tyus, a couple of years ago. And that's when the circumference of your waist for women is bigger than 35 inches, and for men is larger than 40 inches. Like if you go back to the previous slide that we had, that would be the difference. And so that gives you some early indications that you are you're creating health issues that are going to weigh against the body. So those are physical evidence that we can see that are a part of this omega-3 deficiency. It causes immune function problems, including bone health, which increases osteoporosis, leading to fractures, and a higher risk of complications, especially in older adults. And so sometimes when one of our seniors falls, then now you got a broken hip or a broken leg or whatever, and just from a fall, and that's because our bones are just so fragile and weak. We also know that for number 4, we want to protect our gut. 70% of our immune system is in our gut, which is the microbiome. So for that, we want to add fiber, we need prebiotics, we need probiotics, and we also need to detoxify. And that is really where account is going to be able to help people quite a bit. I don't think that detoxification is understood as well as it should be in terms of helping people to get healthy and stay healthy. Then last, number 5, is we want to eliminate parasites. They can, if they're in your system, they can be eating up your nutrients, even if you're taking all these vitamins and whatnot. They're not getting into your system because these parasites are eating them up. If you eat meat, you have parasites which need to be eliminated. Even if you are a vegan or a vegetarian, your vegetables have insects on them that lay eggs. Be sure to thoroughly wash your fruits and vegetables. People doing our cleanses have reported eliminating parasites through their stew of a variety of sizes. And so we have heard some stories, guys, of some very unthinkable things coming out of people's bodies. So parasites in human health, there's chronic infections. They can cause chronic infections and inflammation in the body and contribute to the development of heart disease, diabetes, chronic fatigue, and autoimmune disorders. Recent autopsies have revealed the presence of parasites in various organs, including the brain, the liver, and lungs, even in individuals who are not suspected to be infected. Can you imagine that you don't even know that you got these things going around, and they're affecting your health totally. These findings suggest that parasites can exist in the body without causing noticeable symptoms, leading to a silent invasion that gradually impairs organ function over time. Then there's a closing down of your body. Somebody said on television today, they had a really bad cold. It's a popular person. I can't remember who it was. And they said it turned out to be cancer of the brain, I think it was. And so they just had these symptoms, related them to something else, and they were totally taking, over the person's body. Mental health. Some parasites can cross the brain barrier and reside in the brain, contributing to depression, anxiety, and even schizophrenia. So let me share this disclaimer. We have products, our products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. The information provided herein is for informational purposes only and is not intended as a substitute for advice from your physician or other healthcare professionals. If you are pregnant, nursing, taking medication, or have a medical condition, please consult your healthcare provider before using any nutritional supplements. And always remember that individual results may vary. And what I like about that is that sometimes some of us are doing some parts of this and getting really good results. And then some people said, that didn't happen with me. So that's where your wellness coach comes in to help you see you might need a little bit more of this, a little bit less of that. And that's where kind of also comes in and being able to offer you quite a bit of inside information. So for the 5 areas that we have explained to you, we have created a product that addresses all 5 of the areas. We're looking at, we're giving you blood type support, we're giving you the antioxidant protection, the omega fatty acids, which is really dire, guys, because that's something you have to put in your body doesn't make that. The gut health for your prebiotics, your probiotics, and your I can't see what that other one's under there, but we are also a fiber that's also provided in our fuel. And then we are also going to help you eliminate those little parasites that we're talking about. So we're going to introduce to you the flat belly fuel. If you take a chance, when you get a chance and you get the product, you'll see that all of the ingredients are organic. You'll also see that our ammonia berry, that is one of the major products in our fuel, is top notch in terms of its antioxidant properties. So if you're looking for a healthy meal replacement, this is exactly what we have for you. And what we suggest that you do is take 1 to 2 teaspoons and 8 ounces of liquid water. It can be water, it can be almond milk. And then you want to blend that with frozen fruit and or vegetables to make a variety of smoothies, because we don't want you to get bored with doing your meal replacement shakes, to replace 1 or 2 meals a day. It's an easy and affordable answer to immediate and better health. It's also helps you to save in spending, because it comes out to about $3 a day for $3 a meal if you do a meal replacement shake. You also want to join Dr. Betty on Tuesdays at 7 p.m. to learn more about the fuel and the other ingredients, that she can give you more details on that, and especially about the importance of detoxifying. So our vision is a world where every individual has access to the nutrition and resources they need to thrive, leading to healthier, wealthier, and more resilient communities. We aspire to be a catalyst for global change, fostering a future free from the limitations of disease and poverty, where every corner of the globe flourishes. And guys, I really just want to say, Arcana is a place where we can begin and have people understand that we're here to help you, because you're going to need some alternatives. And I'm sorry I watched too much of MSNBC, but I'm just saying, you're going to have to take your health into your own hands. So we also are very much into to creating blue zones in our communities. In the country, there are 6 blue zones, and Arcana has been very much on the march of creating blue zones in our families, in the company of Arcana. And we know that in the United States, in Loma Linda, California, is the only one in the USA that's a blue zone. These people who live in blue zones basically just eat right, and not even necessarily for their blood type. We have identified that they eat because what they eat, it matches with the blood type eating. And they exercise, they rest, they enjoy themselves, they do a lot of walking. And so it's a very natural way to live. So we are offering that to each one of you for your families. And so what you want to first be able to do is detox your blood cells. Bitters can be a powerful tool for a quick 4-day detox, primarily due to their impact on digestion and liver function. Here's how they work. Bitters, we give it to you in a tea bag. It boosts the digestion by stimulating the production of digestive enzymes, bile and stomach acid, which are essential. It regulates the appetite and reduces cravings for unhealthy foods. Guys, this is actually the case. I'm going to get Tamara to give us a testimony today about this bitters, because it works just like we are talking about. The that supports the liver detoxification by filtering out toxins from the blood. It eliminates fat-soluble toxins through the digestive system. It alkalizes the body and reduces inflammation, which is major, guys. Inflammation is the killer. It improves the microbiome gut by promoting the growth of beneficial bacteria and inhibiting harmful bacteria. So depending on your goals, we also offer a 7 or 21-day raw cleanse. I already mentioned that we have wellness coaches, and they will take you through that kind of cleanse for a deeper cleaning of your system and actually have you begin to understand that your body, what your body needs, and then you'll be supervised through that type of cleanse. And then the easy way to incorporate the 4-day bitters, which is, like I say, it's a tea bag. You just put it in 40 ounces of water, take it off the heat, let it steep overnight, which means to cover it, and then have steep for at least 8 hours and then refrigerate it. And then consume 8 ounces once a day or 4 ounces twice a day. And then some people, it's a little bit strong, so they do 2 ounces, maybe 2 or 3 times a day. Follow the bitters blood type meal plan, which you'll receive in your kit when you get it. And then steer clear of sugar and refined carbs. These can hamper the overall effectiveness of your cleanse, while you're doing it. So stay on the healthy side and don't get into making it harder for your bitters to work for you. So we also offer a comprehensive health test. It includes the blood type starter kit. So we have a starter kit, which is going to have the blood type test in it and the bitters tea, and then a sample of our meal replacement shake. But then we also have an opportunity for you to get a comprehensive health test of your entire body. It will give you a panel on your omega-3 conditions, what levels they are in your body. It'll give you a gut check. You want to see what's going on. And it's very interesting to see how healthy your gut is. The accuracy of the test is I think it's like 85%. So it gives you early warnings, guys, so you can start working on some of these areas that could build up on you. It gives you a vitamins and minerals line up for your A, your B, C. It's very important to keep up with that, because as you age too, those vitamins and minerals fluctuate in your body. And then we'll give you a panel on your heart, your liver, and your kidneys. This is $1,000 value that Akana is now offering for $189. So we have a $189 special, which includes the panel, the comprehensive test, but it also includes the blood type starter kit. And as I mentioned before, you'll get the test, you'll get the bitters tea, you'll get your meal sheet, and also your blood type information. So this is a special of a lifetime, guys. And we rolled it all into a extra special of 180, one time 109 amount if you get it in the next, I think by the end of the year. So that's how long this special is going to run. What it also gives you is the opportunity to get your meal replacement shake on a monthly basis at a reduced price of $59.95 a month instead of the regular retail price of $69.95. And as I mentioned before, it's got the comprehensive test in it, the blood type test, the bitters, the individual blood type kit, and your flat belly fuel, but you get the big 16 ounces, not just the 4 days supply. And then you get the family download of the blood type eating. If you're in a family and you have mixed blood types, like I'm O, my son is B, we didn't know that. I mean, and so he always ate my he always ate my cooking, which meant that's why I can't get him to not eat chicken now, because he was raised on chicken. But he knows better and he's been doing better. But that's why you want your entire family to know their blood type, so you guys can separate out what you should or should not be eating as a family, or eat it in moderation. In addition to that, kind of has additional products that we offer. We have a beautiful lineup of CBD products with our tinctures and topicals. We have a skincare line that most of us use with our serums and our masks. We have a hair care line which has our hempranium drops in it, and then an SOS. I would like to say that my hair has never been this long as an adult as it has been since I've been using these products. And then in our weight loss area, we have the 7-day to 21-day, and then the starter kits. And then we also have a family pack that will supply at least 5 members in your family the cleanse and the information, so that you can make it a very affordable setup for your family. And then we have essential oils, which include our black seed oil and eucalyptus tea tree, peppermint oil, and others. And so get back with the person who invited you to get some information on those products also, and they are top-notch 100%. So with that, I just want to I do appreciate you guys staying on the line for this period of time. Are there any testimonies that anyone would like to share based on what they've learned about their blood type, or things that they are doing specifically from learning more about their blood type? And Tammy, I had picked on you and just couldn't. I can remember the T. I'm going, Tamara. What did that call? But I know Tammy, that you love that your bitters tea. You want to share a little bit about
I
that?
sure do. But I was wondering if Daryl wanted to say something.
It looks like Daryl had to jump off. Tammy, go ahead.
Oh, okay. Yes, I absolutely love bitters, and so I take bitters, and I know that it was recommended that I sort of slow down, but I drink 4 ounces every night. And I think it's because, granted, it does not taste good at all. However, it makes my body feel good. And I feel like when I eat something, that when I drink the bitters, I know that I will eliminate it. So, and it gives me more energy. So that bitters, like I said, it does not taste good, but it does the body good. I just love it.
Okay,
It's really amazing.
let me just ask you a quick question.
Yes, ma'am.
And then I don't remember your blood type, but tell it to me again.
I'm a blood type A.
So then, Tammy, you actually are you eating right for your blood type, and so now your bitters is just a support for you?
Yes, 90%. And it's so funny because even like if I try to go more than 3 days, because I did try to stop drinking the bitters,
Mhm.
but it just seems like I always felt full, and it does curb your appetite. And I didn't have an appetite, but I always felt full. But when I drink the bitters,
Mhm.
and I know that if I eat 3 meals a day, I eliminate 3 times a day. So I just feel, yeah, that I need to just eliminate everything that's in my body for some reason. Because you know what? I believe because I've always had an issue of constipation for years. And I had just never realized that. I mean, I'd go weeks without going, and I felt fine. But I like the way I feel after drinking the bitters.
And that might be one of the testimonies that we're talking about, that it varies with every person. So sometimes we kind of go hard on the person and say, well, you can't do so and so. You're blood type A, which means that your
Yes,
body is
ma'am.
sensitive already. And so if you're eating other things that might just be clogging you up, you now have found something safe and easy to help you.
Yes.
And
even when I eat greens and salads, I feel so much better. But I also feel
that you need
the
to.
bitters. I still need to take the bitters.
Well, there you go. That's we got, and that's what we need to understand. That's why we need the discussions. Daryl is still here. Daryl, can you unmute? Daryl J, do you know how to unmute yourself? If you go to your left-hand side of your screen, I don't know if you're on your phone or if you're on your laptop. Daryl J.
It was David that had to jump off.
Oh, okay, but well, and Daryl is Daryl, are you a new customer? You are somebody's guest? No, you're in Tampa. Thank you, Daryl. I knew you were new, but I thought that was you that wanted to share. So thank you, Tammy. I'm gonna go ahead and close on out, guys, because we know that it is estimated that 1 to 5% of Americans who are aware of their blood type may have experimented with or followed the blood type diet principles. So in the United States, if we could help 1.5% of the United States also get this information through the book, through the blood type testing, that it would be a phenomenal way to help our country, guys, to get through some of the years that we're going to have to fortify ourselves. And that would include like 5 million people. If 5 million people at $50, because we're looking at our auto ship, that would equal to $250 million in sales if this was happening on a regular basis. But even if only 10% of those people use the auto ship process, that would equal $3 million in monthly sales. But guess what? People hear you, but they don't necessarily join the process. And so even if 80% of the people reject the concept, we would still impact 1 million people. And at that rate, I'm gonna go back to that number. We would still make a very healthy set of profit and income for people who are interested in having a business. We know that the first 100 to 150,000 people involved in a business will earn up to 80% of the wealth of a company. And that's according to Harvard Business School, which says to select a company at least 18 months old, 90% of companies fail in their first year. And guys, if you think about that although these are true numbers, it's very hard for companies to really get off the ground and thrive. And Akana is already in our 5.5 year. And also, according to Harvard Business School, if a company has less than 5,000 people, it is a great opportunity. If less than 1,000 people, it is an opportunity of a lifetime. And guess what? Icona is an opportunity of a lifetime. And we know that when we make presentations like this, that there are 3 types of people listening. Person number 1 says, I want to try the products. And they become lifetime customers. Person number 2 says, I like what I heard, but I have some questions. Person number 3 says, I'm all in. I want the products and the opportunity. So please get with the person who invited you. We want to say thank you and welcome. And we want to say welcome and thank you for joining the call. I'm going to stop joining the Zoom. I'm going to stop the share. And then I just wanted to go. So Dr. Betty is on, and Dr. Betty, your guest, Claudette, is on. And so we hope that you guys are able to get together. And I know that you have all the answers that she would need for any question that will come to mind. And we want to thank her for joining us tonight. And if there's any quick question that anybody has other than Claudette, feel free to ask real quick, and then we're gonna close out for the night.
I just wanted to say great job again. Margaret Dorsey did a fantastic presentation. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
You're
And I
always
want to
just
just invite everyone to come out on Saturday because we'll be giving another presentation of the business opportunity and how we can impact lives Saturday morning at 10 a.m. Eastern. Thanks
right.
again. Great
And
job.
that's the beauty. Thank you, Bernadine. And that's the beauty of what Akana is doing, guys. We're getting ready to rev it up a bit. So we're going to have some announcements for Sunday too. And so this is important, and I'm not going to be political, but hey, the world is getting ready to change. We're sitting in a position, guys, we can help ourselves. So let's help ourselves.
Yeah.
It's just that
Yeah.
simple. There you
Yes.
go.
Thank you. Excellent. Excellent. Thank you so much. It was wonderful.
Thank you, guys. Love you all. And I will see you Saturday morning, Bernadine. Actually, I'll see you tomorrow morning too. So good night, guys. And thank you for joining.
Good night. Great presentation, Margaret. Thank
Oh,
you.
thank you, Betty. And I hope